Welcome to Sugar, the Hidden Eating Disorder and How to Lick It. My name is Elizabeth Borque. I'm a registered nurse and clinical, medical, and self-development hypnotherapist. Here I'm going to be introducing original interactive self-hypnosis and reviewing my books with you. My websites are below. I may be talking a bit fast because I have a limit as to the size of the file, but I will do my best. What is sugar addiction? It is a high desire to ingest sugar or refined carbohydrates. There are physiological and emotional elements to it. Every individual is different, and there are many aspects to uncover and address. A lack of attention can lead to chronic and killer diseases and actually wreak havoc in your life. We're going to be talking about healing food issues. There are many of them: sugar addiction, cravings, healthy food concepts and follow through, physiological and emotional reasons, weight issues, true or imaginary, negative patterns, self and following others, the desire to diet, habitual or following others, motivation, steady or fluctuating, self-image and self-esteem, and self-leadership, all important. The hunger and fatigue zone. Many of these will be familiar with you. I can eat the wallpaper off the walls hunger. Why am I so tired? Why do I have brain fog? Why do I feel so anxious? What is hyperinsulinemia? That great big word. You're going to find out through our work about genetic tendencies, family connections between your mother, father, grandmothers, grandfathers. You and your genetic gifts and tendencies take you either towards disease and addiction or towards health. These are important things for you to learn in our work together. Some reasons we become disordered. We'll be exploring your dieting history and the development of disorderly eating patterns, some starting as early as infancy. We'll also go forward into the years following where you are right now and look backwards, noticing what will happen if you change and what will happen if you don't change. Hyperinsulinemia means that you are producing too much insulin in your blood. There are many reasons for this, which you will learn as we go through the book, some genetic and others having to do with your own medical and personal medical history. Some of the results are very serious: adult onset diabetes, heart disease, circulatory disease, stroke, malnutrition of your total body, even if you are not obese or obese. One can still have undernutrition. Certain cancers, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, osteoporosis, immune deficiency, inflammatory diseases, hormonal imbalance, anxiety and panic disorder, emotional instability, addictions, and cognitive deficiencies. All of these things have to do with what you're eating, what you're not eating, your family and personal medical history. In hypnosis, we work with suggestions. We focus and pay attention. We learn to breathe from our belly, and we locate the mind screen simply by closing your eyes and tilting your eyes upwards. Your eating plan will either make you or break you. You must discipline your eating habits, eating every 3.5 to 4 hours. Your success will be found in the details of your planning and daily actions. We will go through this in the book. Some breakfast suggestions: lunch, snack, dinner. You can see just quickly how they are divided into protein, slow carbs, high carbs, low carbs, healthy fat, and beverage. These are things we will be discussing in greater detail as we go through the book. I'll also be reviewing with you how addictions are connected. Addictions and excesses are connected and rotated and exchanged back and forth. Have a look at the image and you will get an idea as to how different addictions correspond to other addictions And when we work together, we will work to eliminate all of the addictions, not just one. We'll be going over what's called the addictive cycle, the family of origin experiences. You can go ahead and read through this list and see if any of these things speak out to you. This is a graphic I've shown you before about how the mind works. The squiggly line at the top is thought stress, and you will see the middle line about earlobe level is the alpha level, and that is where we come down and relax and enter through that doorway into the subconscious mind library. The inner mind screen is located right below, near to the library. You reach that by simply tilting your eyes up just about 20 degrees. We'll be going through more of that. We'll work on planting suggestions. We'll enter the subconscious library. We'll design specific thoughts or images, affirmations with and without images. We'll build containments or holders for habits, behaviors, thoughts, and images, and edit old stories, beliefs, compulsions, while managing emotional states. You have all of this to look forward to. We'll be working hypnotically. It's very easy to work hypnotically. Sit comfortably in a chair. Place your fingertips on your lower abdomen. Imagine the balloon going up and down in your lower abdomen. Ride the balloon in your breath. Sense magnets gently pulling you down into the chair. You're now at the door of the subconscious library, like in the other image I showed you. Tilt your eyes upward gently about 20 degrees, and there's your mind screen. That's where you'll plant suggestions. You're right down there in that library of your mind. You can imagine or think that I'm taking your hand gently in mine and leading you on to a golden path. Here is the golden path. If you're reading the book or working with any of my MP3s, you will know this area where the Mind Body Health Garden is located and all of the other gardens that have to do with the running of your life. Inside the Mind Body Health Garden, we learn that the body and mind need food in order to burn fat and to stay healthy. So the first order of business is to choose healthy foods and to form a discipline. The second order is exercise and stress management. And now, meeting the therapeutic or discipline self. This part of you will represent your inner teacher, your healer, and parent. From now on forward, this part of you will be in charge of everything that has to do with your food delivery and intake. You can notice also in the garden that your body has part plants, and they're happy that your therapeutic self is now in charge. That is your disciplined self, and we'll be working with that part as we go forward. You'll be meeting your unbalanced or emotional self. That part of you wears many different coats. That part of you manipulates with different levels of destructive thoughts and behaviors or habits. That part of you knows your buttons and your secrets. This is a valuable part of you and will help you when you are disciplined. Your therapeutic self will manage this part of you, and your therapeutic self is connected to your highest or your spiritual self. So let's practice a little bit hypnotically. This is the emotional child or your unbalanced self. She asks who's in charge. Negative coats that the unbalanced self wears: impatient, intolerant, angry, sad, mad, depressed, anxiety, panic, low self-esteem coats, judgmental, argumentative, tense, low expectations. Positive coats: patient and relaxed, accepting and compassionate, non-judgmental, forgiving, confident, sense of humor, peaceful, believing in yourself with high expectations. This is your mature self. That's the writer, producer, and director of your life. We'll be working with both of these as we go forward in our work. So we can practice changing our thoughts or emotional codes. Here are some affirmations or points for you to think about. What you think is what you get. Thoughts are goal motivators. Staying in the moment is where you will plant your mind images. If you're lost in the circus of the world, then your unbalanced self is in charge and not your therapeutic self. We'll be working with what is called the golden egg image. We can practice inside different food-related images. Breathe and enter. We'll be learning how to do this as we go further along with our work, and then visiting the library of the mind. The workshop of the mind is what's called a containment. It's like that building in the corner. Here we'll build healthy relationships with our child or unbalanced self. We'll edit storybooks of our child unbalanced self. We'll write new stories to replace old stories. We'll interview the child unbalanced self, and we will journal with the child unbalanced self. This is how we will heal and get better. We're going to learn how to work with daily pods. The day is only so long. And so you will sit in stillness before entering any pod or part of your life. I'll be teaching you how to do this. If you're working with the MP3s already, you already know how to do this. And you will program the parts of your life, your activities or your parts, from your mind screen. You're already seeing that this is a different type of book. This is an interactive book. This is a lifestyle change book. This is just a little chart about pods and habit review and working hypnotically. We will be working in some of these pods. I'll be showing you how to go in and out and how to program the pod or the little house for very, very quick positive change. We're going to talk just a moment about your higher or spiritual self, which is also a containment. We take a specific part of ourself to the light. We get to know this part through inner light, conversing, requesting information, showing this part of us images of the new story, requesting, praying to the higher part of us to present a plan that goes directly to the desired image. While self-hypnosis is not a religious practice, it is a spiritual practice. If you have an issue with a spiritual practice, just know that you do have a higher part to yourself, and you also have a lower part or an imbalanced self. However you choose to image this will work absolutely fine for you. And so we will be working in areas called the theater of the mind. These are different containments. In this particular theater, we'll be working with what I call the compulsive crazies. For example, the office candy jar. Most of us are familiar with this. As we work with images in these different scenes, we will reprogram them so we'll be able to manage them exactly how we would like. I'm going to end about here. I've given you sort of an outline of some of the things we're going to be going over. Those of you who are already working in the book are working far ahead of all of this. If you are working with the MP3s, you are also programming your mind, and so some of this is just review. Remember, winning is not an accident. It's having a plan and working the discipline. One of the things I'd like you to just say to yourself as we are leaving this presentation is, I've chosen to enjoy my journey. These are the 4 steps. These are the steps that we travel up each and every day, over and over. Nutrition, mindfulness, thought and emotion managing, and the practice of imagery or interactive self-hypnosis. Thank you for coming. I'll be meeting with you in the notes section on Facebook.